Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I'm going to show you how to make stained glass cookies. Oh yeah. These are really popular around the holidays, especially Christmas time, but you could also make them for like Valentine's Day with the heart-shaped ones. Just a lot of things that you can do with it. And they're really easy to do, simple ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Let's get baking. Down below in the description box, you'll find the list of the ingredients and their amounts. I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to that, and we're just going to whisk that in. In a large bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of softened butter. And if you forget to set the butter out on the counter to soften, you can just put it in the microwave on defrost for about 45 seconds and it'll soften that up really nice. 1 cup of white granulated sugar. And then we want to cream these two together. I'm going to use a hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer, then you could use a wooden spoon to cream those together. I'm going to use my spatula and just scrape the sides. And then mix it for about 20 seconds. And now we're going to add 2 eggs, but I'm just going to add them about 1 at a time. These are 2 large eggs. And then the other egg. Just until combined, and then add in the vanilla extract. That is 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. All right. And if you have a stand mixer with a paddle attachment, use that. And now let's add the flour mixture. I'm just going to add it about 1/3 of it at a time. And you certainly could use, again, a wooden spoon to mix this in if you don't have a mixer. Add some more of that flour. And then the rest of that flour. Come in here and we'll scrape the sides. Okay, once it's all mixed together, we are going to be done with the mixer, and then we just want to clean off these beaters. I'm just going to kind of bring it all together. All right, and now I can pour the dough out onto a counter. And then we want to just shape this. You may or may not need to add a little bit of flour. We'll just kind of shape it into like a little small rectangle, something like this. It doesn't really matter. And then cover it with plastic wrap. Okay. And this will keep the dough from drying out while it's in the refrigerator. And then we want to chill the dough for about an hour. Just makes it a lot easier to roll when the dough is chilled. So again, put this in the fridge and chill for about an hour. While the dough is chilling, we can mash up the hard candy. I am using Jolly Ranchers. They're just pretty much a hard candy, and you can use whatever hard candy that you want. You can even use just a sugar glass. I have a video for sugar glass. You can just make that up and use that too if you want. And so what I'm going to do is put these, I have about 10 or so of each color, somewhere around there. I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc bag, and then we'll just mash them. If there are any Breaking Bad fans watching this, you'll know what this reminds you of. Okay, and you don't need to do it so it's powder. You just want smaller chunks, which is fine. And then go right back into that bowl. All right, so I got all three of them. This is cherry, this is blue raspberry, and this is grape. Jolly Ranchers. Now I'm going to set these aside. All right, remove the dough from the fridge, and what we want to do is unwrap this, and then I'm going to take some flour and just dust this surface. Put this dough down, and then I'm going to just cut half of it, because I only want to work with half of it right now, because that's just kind of too much dough to work with. And then I'm going to wrap this back up and keep this in the fridge. Or you could even freeze that dough for later if you wanted to. All right, now we want to roll this out. Again, using flour as needed. Make sure you have flour on your rolling pin. And then we're going to roll this out. Okay, and just roll it out something like that. It's about between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch thick. And then what we want to do is take some cookie cutters, and you could do stars or you could do hearts. So I'm going to do 1, 2. That's about all I can do on this. And then you're going to just clear away the extra dough. And if you need to come back in and reshape things, you can do that with your fingers. And then I'm going to take a spatula and just go underneath. And then I'm going to put it on a sheet pan lined with a parchment paper or a silicone mat. Just make sure you have that flour, the surface floured, otherwise you could have your cookies sticking. Mine's sticking a little bit. Okay. Get some more flour. And we'll put the rest of this dough together, and then we will roll it out again. And then maybe this one, I'm going to do some hearts. All right, and then once you have them on the pan, we can come in here with a little smaller one. And just scoop out the middle. And then you can save these little pieces and make a little mini cookie, or just add it to the main batch again. And then the small heart in the middle here. And once the middles are cut out, I'm gonna again put this in the fridge and let it chill for about 20 minutes. And now preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 Celsius. And we need to fill up these holes now with the crushed candy. So just take a little scoopful and put it in there. And you only want it to be about 2/3 of the way full. And as it melts, it's going to fill in the hole a bit. Some of these blue ones. All right, and then we bake them in the oven. Again, 350 Fahrenheit, 176 Celsius. And we're going to bake them for 10 to 14 minutes until the cookies get golden brown and then the candy melts in the middle. On to that step. And when they come out of the oven, they'll look something like this. Slightly golden brown. You don't want them to get too brown. And then the Jolly Ranchers or hard candy that you use in the middle should be melted. Now we'll let these cool completely on the pan before you can eat them or store them in a airtight container. Also, I wanted to show you if you want to make these like edible ornaments for the Christmas tree, then before you bake them, take a straw and just push right down and then pull it up. And it creates a nice little hole for you. It's just too hard to do it after the fact. So definitely make the holes beforehand before you bake them. And then you'll be able to put a little string or something through it and you can hang it on the Christmas tree. Pretty awesome. And then once they cool, you can pick them up. And I just want to show you what it looks like. Pretty awesome. You can probably see it maybe, how it's see-through, like glass, right? Pretty cool, huh? And then it's going to be like a little candy in the middle, so when you bite it, you need to be careful. And you can eat around it and then just suck on the middle if you want, something like that. But it is going to be thin enough where you can kind of just bite through it. Just be careful about your teeth. Now I wanted to show you a couple things. If you bake it longer, it'll get more brown on the edges and the cookie will be crunchier. Also, I wanted to show you what would happen if you overfilled it a little bit. It'll still be fine, but it just doesn't look as pretty because it bleeded out of the top. The rest of them are totally fine. That one just bled a little bit. That's okay. And then you can see that there's a hole through there, and you can just tie a string to it and put it on your Christmas tree if you want. All right, the stained glass cookies are done and turned out fantastic. Really easy to do, simple ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. You can use this same technique for like gingerbread houses if you want to do like a stained glass window or something like that. A lot of fun things that you can do with this. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into one of these. Oh yeah. Gonna grab this one right here. Mmm.